Welcome back to Talking with Teri TV, where we're spilling the tea on Madonna. Take a listen.
Madonna, 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 Madonna. She is in the middle of her celebration tour. I don't know if anybody went on this. And fans who waited more than 2 hours for her to show up at a gig in Brooklyn are suing her for being late. 2 hours. I personally wouldn't wait 2 hours to get a hot oil massage from George Clooney.
Right?
Much less a concert by anybody.
Agreed. Oh my goodness. Seriously, this is one of my pet peeves, and there's no stinking way I'm waiting in line 2 hours. And when I was doing research on this, I've heard that fans have waited up to 3 hours. I just want to poke out my eyes. Oh my gosh. I just find this so disrespectful. I'm from the Midwest, through and through country girl, and I'll be honest, like this is probably the most disrespectful thing that you can do to another human being. Seriously, this is just you're disrespecting their time. You're placing an importance on you and who you are. And I get you, Madonna, you're a diva, but man, you don't have to act like one. Seriously. But goodness, I don't know about the suing piece on this. I'm not a suing person. My mojo would probably go and just, write a complaint, right? At least I'm vocalizing my concerns and frustrations. I don't know about the suing piece, but you know what? Maybe that's what it's going to take to shift it. I highly doubt it. But I'd love to follow this and see what happens as a result of this lawsuit.
Would you?
I'm not bothered by this, and I don't think she should be sued. This is baked into Madonna. She's an icon. She's always late. It's almost like going to Times Square for when the ball drops. You know, they lock all the areas,
not okay.
and only the only bathrooms there are like the gross ones. So you have to wear a diaper. So when you go, yeah, duh. So when you go to a Madonna concert, you know you have to eat before, you have to get lit before, and then you're gonna wait about 2 hours and listen to a DJ.
Okay, I've gone to a lot of concerts, and I disagree with this diaper wearing thing. Am I just super out of the loop, folks? This is the first time I've heard that people wear diapers to concerts, right? Like, oh my goodness. Now I love watching people, but now this takes on a whole new level of people watching at concerts. Okay, first of all, that will never happen for me, okay? And second of all, like, I here's the thing that I will be totally transparent with. We teach people how to treat us. So guess what? We are allowing and enabling this behavior by continuing to show up to her concerts. And I get it. Everyone's given their excuses and stuff, but man, I am not okay with this.
I go to a lot of concerts because I love them. I've gone to a Madonna concert. I've gone to Beyonce
Have you waited
concerts.
2 hours?
I waited to 2 hours.
How long does it take her
I was
to put on,
drinking. I had a
to put
good
on one of
time.
those cone braziers?
No, it's just part of her allure. But I'll tell you, John Legend's on time. I'll tell you, J-Lo's on time. Beyonce's on time.
Springsteen's on time.
Hey, you know why they're on time? Is because they know the value of their fans. They would not be that celebrity without their fans. So guess what? They're being respectful of their fans' time, their fans' energy, their fans' excitement, and they're delivering what was promised to their fans. Imagine that.
They're on time.
I love Madonna, best live show I've ever been to, but I actually don't like this. So one of my best friends went to her show in DC, and she was 2 hours late, and she has kids, and she paid for childcare. The child provider couldn't stay any longer, so she saw 20 minutes of the set and had to leave. Like,
That's sad. And that is, again, that is being so disrespectful to your fans for whatever reason it is. And I get that this is one person. So like, I'm sure Madonna's like, so what? But as a business owner, I couldn't imagine just kind of like, whatever, you're not important. I just.
it's just disrespectful to an audience that loves you and spent a lot of money to be
Exactly.
there.
I think it's the biggest, and you don't even have to say Madonna. Insert any person's name, they're 2 hours late. It is disrespectful. You are literally flipping off your fans who paid to come and watch you. Right. You can be a diva. You should not act like a diva.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. We teach bad habits and we support bad habits, right? I agree. As a business owner, I love being on time. And it was so great because the other day, my daughter has a couple friends that are chronically late to things. And she came home and she's like, Mom, I'm really glad that you and Dad are on time or early people. And I said, why? What are you talking about? And she had shared this story with like just getting being frustrated on the other end because she's like, this, it feels so disrespectful. And I'm like, absolutely. So my husband is a little on the other side. He likes to get there early. I do too. But he likes to get there like 20, 30 minutes early, which I think that's an excess, right? I'm a 10 to 15-minute person early. But here's the thing. And for example, for the airport, I love showing up to the airport sometimes an hour early, an hour and a half early. I don't like to be rushed. I like to get there and I like to, maybe check some email. I like to relax. I like to chat with people, like whatever it is. But that is about respecting another person's time. And when you're always rushing to things, I'll be honest, there's an energy about that that takes you out of your zone of genius. And then you're like always having to apologize. It makes you look poorly on other people. Although I will be honest, there is a positioning of power here. And what I mean by this is sometimes when someone is late or they no show or whatever, that can be strategized and used because then you're like, hey, like you kind of like, oh, like make this up, right? And so there is a way in which you can use that to your advantage, right? And be like, dude, like, that's not okay. And usually they'll show up the next time in a really powerful and even better way than they would have, right? But I will tell you, I just think that like if you can get there early and you get settled, I will do a lot of energy work in the car before I get out. I'll sit and get settled so that when that person shows up, I am ready to be in front of them. I am ready to give all to them, right? Like I just think it's a beautiful strategy in business just to be early. And the other thing about this is that when you are showing up early, you set the stage. You start to model that behavior for other people. And it's actually absolutely brilliant. I just think that when you show up and you're on time, you set the stage and you really set the energy to really invest in that other person and they feel it, they know it. And I think that's just a brilliant business hack is just being on time so that you're not running around frazzled, having to apologize and, you know, putting your reputation on the line in not a positive light.
And to me, Madonna is not there. Beyonce, always on time. Taylor Swift, Pink, you name it. That is called respectful. It's how you're raised. Someone's time matters. She can be on time.
Gaga's on time.
But you respect someone's time the way you expect them to respect yours. You showed up here. They paid hundreds of dollars.
Why is she late?
Because she's acting like a diva.
You know,
Is that the
she
reason?
could be passing a kidney stone.
She was on
Listen,
every time. She was on time in London where there's a curfew.
You
so she's
have
available.
you are in such a rage about this. You are like a concert virgin stood up for the very first time.
I'm right there in her shoes, okay?
Well, listen, I'm gonna go see Madonna on the 29th. I'm looking forward to it in my head, like I'm already prepared to wait. Most of the concerts.
But here's the thing, again, we vote every single day, and we vote by two ways every single day. We vote by our money that we spend, and we vote by the time we spend with it. So again, what are we voting for? And we have personal power to change this. It may not be changing it for the whole audience, but goodness, and maybe this lawsuit will shift something. I doubt it, you know.
I go to
before and eat
and during most of the concerts I go to are Latin concerts, and they're in Miami, and they are barely ever late. If you've ever been to Mark Anthony, you're gonna wait. If you're ever, but the other
they're
day,
always late.
No, but here's what happened to me.
A little late.
Let me tell you what happened to me the other day. I went to this concert it's called the Trilogy Tour, and you get a concert of Ricky Martin, Pitbull, and Enrique Iglesias all in one.
Are they all late?
And they take turns on who starts first, right? And so that night, Ricky Martin was starting first. And the manager must have called us 10 times saying, you guys got to be on time because Ricky starts on time. And I was like, he's not going to be on time. If he starts on time in Miami, he'll be singing to an empty venue. Well, damn if he wasn't on time.
See? Right.
Singing to an empty venue. And you know what? I didn't see him at the beginning, but I saw him at the end.
Oh, my God, he kissed you. Oh, my goodness.
All right, my friends, here's some key takeaways on this. 1, let's start with the basics. Let's go back to the basics. 2, the golden rule, treat others how you would like to be treated, okay? Number 3, they're invested in you. Be respectful of other people's time, right? They're invested in you. Respect and be invested in them, right? It goes both ways. And again, arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. You can create what I call the buffer time. And so I know that when I'm showing up to an event and my speaking events, I will show up 30 minutes to an hour earlier. You know why? Because I want to make sure I have everything set up. I want to make sure that I am present and ready so that I can interact with people when they show up, because I want to pour into people right when they see it. I don't want them seeing my, behind the scenes, setting things up, or, doing whatever I'm doing, right? So be respectful of other people's time, and I promise you it will set you up as an expert. It will show you unconsciously as respecting other people's energy. It allows you the time and freedom and flexibility to prep mentally, physically, and energetically to show up as your best self. And that, my friends, is a win 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 win. So if you have a hard time getting to places on time, create some buffer time. And that buffer time may be drive time. That may be just, okay, I have to make sure I'm leaving the house by X amount of time to give myself, X amount of time for traffic, and and buffer that up if you need to, okay? Because sometimes there's some unexpected times pieces in there that we can't really gauge. So trust in the process and just be respectful. Just be respectful. Don't be a Madonna, okay? My friends, as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you, and we'll see you on the next episode.